The Israelites were in trouble. Big trouble. Their lands were parched, their spirits low, and their hope dwindling. Every day, they lived in fear, looking over their shoulders, expecting the worst. For 20 long years, Jabin, the Canaanite king, had made their lives miserable with his chariots of iron. These chariots were not just vehicles, they were symbols of oppression and terror, rolling through the land like thunder. Can you imagine iron chariots rumbling through your neighborhood? The ground shaking beneath their weight, the noise deafening. Talk about needing a muffler. The Israelites could hardly sleep, always on edge. But God heard their cries. He raised up Deborah, a prophetess, and Barak, a general, to lead Israel against their enemies. Deborah, with her wisdom and courage, inspired the people, while Barak, with his strength and strategy, prepared for battle. The battle raged. The earth trembled. The very heavens seemed to roar. Lightning split the sky and the clash of swords echoed through the valleys. It was a fight for survival, a fight for freedom. And then, against all odds, the tide turned. The Israelites fought with the fury of a mama bear protecting her cubs. Their determination was unbreakable, their courage unmatched. Barak pressed his advantage. Jabin's army broke and ran, leaving their fearsome leader Sisera to face the music alone. The once invincible force was now in disarray, and the Israelites tasted the sweet victory they had longed for. Sisera, heart pounding like a drum solo, fled the battlefield. He needed a place to hide, a place of safety. He spotted a tent in the distance. Ah, the tent of Heber, a Kenite known to be friendly with Jabin. What luck! Little did he know, Jael, Heber's wife, saw Sisera approach, his armor clanking, his face etched with fear. Come in, she beckoned with a disarming smile. Don't worry, you're safe here. Sisera, exhausted and thirsty, readily accepted her offer. If only he knew what this seemingly innocent invitation truly held. Jael quickly offered him a cool drink. Ah, blessed relief. The sun was blazing and the heat was almost unbearable. The cool liquid was like a balm to his parched throat, soothing and refreshing. He drank deeply, feeling the tension in his body start to ease. Little did he know, this simple act of kindness was just the beginning of a much larger plan. His eyelids grew heavy, and he drifted off to sleep. The exhaustion from the battle had taken its toll, and he could no longer keep his eyes open. The gentle rustling of the leaves and the distant chirping of birds lulled him into a deep slumber. He was completely unaware of the danger that was creeping up on him. Jael saw her chance. This was no time for fear. Her heart pounded in her chest, but her resolve was unshakable. She knew what she had to do. The fate of many rested on her shoulders, and she couldn't afford to falter now. Every second counted. She grabbed a tent peg, one of those heavy-duty ones, and crept toward the slumbering general. Her movements were silent, her steps calculated. The weight of the peg in her hand was reassuring, a symbol of the strength she needed to summon. She approached him with a mix of caution and determination. Taking a deep breath, Jael raised the peg high above her head. Her muscles tensed, and she focused all her energy on the task at hand. This was the moment of truth. She could feel the gravity of the situation, the weight of her actions pressing down on her. But she didn't waver. With a swift, sure movement, she drove it straight through Sisera's temple, pinning him to the ground. The force of the blow was immense, and the impact was immediate. There was no room for hesitation, no margin for error. She had to be precise, and she was. Thud. The sound echoed in the tent, a sound of defiance, a sound of deliverance. It was a moment that would be remembered, a turning point in the struggle. The reverberation was almost symbolic, a testament to the courage and resolve that had led to this decisive act. Sisera never knew what hit him. In his final moments, he was completely oblivious to the fate that had befallen him. The shock and surprise were etched on his face, a stark contrast to the calm determination that Jael had shown. The battle was over, and Jael had emerged victorious. News of Sisera's demise spread like wildfire. The Israelites rejoiced. Their longtime oppressor had fallen, and the people could hardly believe their fortune. The air was filled with shouts of joy and songs of victory. Families gathered, sharing stories of the miraculous event that had just unfolded. Jael's act of courage echoed through the ages, a testament to the power of a woman of faith. She was not a warrior nor a leader, but her bravery changed the course of history. Her name became synonymous with valor and divine intervention. Her story showed that God can use anyone, even someone unexpected, to accomplish his purposes. Jael was an ordinary woman, living an ordinary life. Yet she was chosen for an extraordinary task. Her actions demonstrated that faith and courage can come from the most unlikely places. Jael's story reminds us that God is not limited by our expectations. He He sees potential where we see none, and he works in ways that often surprise us. The serene landscape where Jael lived became the backdrop for a divine intervention that would be remembered for generations. He is a God of surprises, using ordinary people to do extraordinary things. The community came together, inspired by Jael's bravery, realizing that anyone among them could be called upon to make a difference. It was a powerful reminder that heroism is not confined to the battlefield. He is a God who keeps his promises, delivering his people from their enemies. The soldiers who had once feared Sisera now celebrated their newfound freedom. They knew that their victory was not just a result of human effort, but of divine intervention. And sometimes, just sometimes, he uses a tent peg and a very brave woman to get the job done. Jael's story is a powerful reminder that courage and faith can turn the tide of history, proving that with God, all things are possible.